What's good YouTube, NeoNexudus here, bringing you a deck profile for my Clownblade deck that I took to the locals this past weekend. Now as you can see, I probably didn't do as well as I thought I might with this. Keep in mind that this is like my first version. The build is definitely changing. I've been testing a different build on DN lately, with Dark Cell 1989 and Dark Magician 84 over Skype. And I kind of like my newer version I built on there, so I'm just sort of waiting for the cards to arrive. But I thought I'd show you this whilst you wait, really. So let's get on with it. We got the monsters. Here's the clown part of the deck, if you like. This is Performage Trick Clown, a brand new archetype that came out in Clash of Rebellions. And basically what this guy does is, when he's sent to the graveyard, by any means, doesn't have to be sent from field, he can be sent from deck to the graveyard, can be sent from hand to graveyard, doesn't matter, he's like Dandelion. But when he's sent to the graveyard, you can target one Performage in the graveyard, including himself, and special summon it. Although its stats are reduced to 0 attack and 0 defense, and you take 1,000. So that 1,000 damage becomes incredibly relevant. So I'm going to explain the strategies as we move on, for those of you who aren't too familiar with Clownblade. Now I'm playing 2 Damage Juggler. What Damage Juggler does is, when he's in hand, he's essentially a Karibo, and you can send it from your hand to the graveyard, and basically the next battle damage that you would take is reduced to 0. Now, what he also does is you can send it from hand to grave to negate effect damage and destroy the cards. So if they're trying to cowboy for game, you pitch this and you can block the cowboy. But you rarely use that effect. You mainly use it for a Karibo, or to use its graveyard effect, which is to banish this card from the graveyard and then add you a Performage from your deck to your hand. You Karibo it away and you stop some damage, then you can banish it and then add something like your Trick Clown to your hand. Or the next Performage, which I'm about to show you, which is Performage Hat Tricker. Now what Hat Tricker does is, when there's 2 or more monsters on the field, you can special summon it from hand. Inherent summon. So they can't chain to this guy's summon. You don't have to reveal him either. His second effect is somewhat relevant. When you would take effect damage, you can place a counter on this card, maximum 3, and basically negate the damage. But once he gains 3 counters, he comes like a 3300 beat stick. But that never really happens. You occasionally sort of can special on this guy, and then you special on your Trick Clown out your graveyard, and this guy will sort of neg the damage. And you have 2 level 4s for an Xyz play. Essentially what this deck is rank 4 spam. So remember me saying about the damage code incredibly relevant? Well, this is one of the reasons why. So he's also searchable for your Performage Damage Juggler, so you can set up for plays. Then we play 3 Heroic Challenger Assault Halberd. This guy came out of World Superstars. Pretty nice card, 1800 beat stick, Cyber Dragon like effect. Basically if your opponent controls a monster and you don't, you can special on this guy from your hand. He also has piercing damage, and that becomes incredibly relevant because when he inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you get to add from your deck to your hand 1 heroic monster. I believe it's 1 monster. 1 heroic card. So that includes like spells and traps, but we don't play any of those. So you can even add another copy of himself, or you can add this guy. And this is 2 copies of Heroic Challenger 1000 Blades. Clown and Blade. Basically, the whole combo idea, this is coming in from the OCG, was to essentially combo these 2 cards together. When this hits the graveyard, you can special summon it, and then it hits the field, you take 1,000, and then when this is in the graveyard, when you take damage, you can special summon it from your graveyard in attack position. So, you know, that's like 2 level 4s right there, just for sending Trick Clown to the graveyard, so it's pretty good. Although you do have to take that 1,000 damage, and he has to be in attack mode. His other effect is to pitch a heroic card from your hand to special summon 1 heroic monster from your deck, and then this guy switches to defense, and you can only special summon heroic monsters for the rest of the turn. And I do run a heroic Xyz, which you'll see in a minute. We don't really use that effect, but occasionally it's nice in certain situations. So yeah, swiftly moving on. We have a sort of key player of the deck, if you like, Mathematician. This guy is a sort of, if you like, replacement for Laval Chain. Since Laval Chain's banned and the OCG still have it. Because obviously you can see the connections with Laval Chain. You know, you make a rank 4, you detach the clown, you send 1,000 blades, you special on the clown, you special on 1,000 blades, make a rank 4, blah blah blah. Now what Mathematician does is, upon normal summon, you can send one monster from your deck to the graveyard. That is an amazing effect, if I do say so myself, because it triggers off so many things in this deck. You can send to your graveyard your 1,000 blades, you can send to your graveyard your damage juggler, you can send to your graveyard your trick clown. And it's all about combos and card interactions. So, yeah. Also, when he's destroy a battle, you get to draw a card, so you don't necessarily have to worry about leaving him on the field being only 1,500 attack, because you get to draw a card. It's all consistency, people. Then we played 2 Goblinberg. Goblinberg is literally there just to sort of help us with our summoning. It's alright, it's annoying when he gets Veilered, or when they chain maxi. So, yeah. And then 2 Summoner Monk, to pitch spells and special on that deck. Once again, very annoying when they chain maxi and effect Veiler. Okay, that's it for the monsters. Moving on to the spells. We've got 3. Reinforcement of the army. I know we only have a limited number of targets. Like, well, we got 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 targets, so 3 rotors more than enough. Just to sort of get us our Assault Halberds, which is a recruiter as well. 1,000 blades, our Goblinbergs, whatever we need. Then, for consistency, I'm playing 3 Upstart Goblin. Now, I know people don't like the Hoban theory. I'm not a massive fan of the Hoban theory. I won't chuck 3 Upstart Goblins just into any deck. But you cannot play Duality in this deck, because you're special summoning all the time. The whole point is to special summon your level 4s, and you need consistency. Plus you need spells for Monk. So, if you're faced with a situation like, do I draw a card, or do I rotor for a monster, you can pitch from, or do I pitch it for Monk? The choice is entirely up to you, but these are generally the spells that you want to pitch through Monk. Rotor and Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin, just in case you didn't know, that's just draw a card, but you give your opponent 1,000. That can be a little bit tricky, because obviously the fact that you're taking damage and your opponent's gaining life. But the idea is to put so much presence on board and to keep on hitting their life points that you slowly chip them away. Or OTK. Then we've got 2 MSTs, basically for protection. We don't like Floodgates, we don't like Macro, we don't like D-Fisher, we don't like Mistake, and all things like that. And we certainly don't like Soul Drain. So, 2 MST. Raigeki, because it's Raigeki and it's good. You know, clears boards for OTK plays. Foolish Burial, to send our shit to the graveyard. Foolish Burial is such a big player in this deck. You send your 1,000 blades, you send your trick clouds, you send your damage jugglers, etc, etc. You can even send like another target for Emerald if you really want to. So yeah, it's just another deck thinner, and it really comes in handy with this deck. Then we've got Book of Moon, staple, and Soul Charge. This is actually my 41st card. I tell you now guys, I am running this deck at 41, and I've never used Soul Charge. Like, I know Soul Charge is good, because it's all level 4s. But in my latest build, I've actually cut this and gone down to 40 cards. I don't like cutting Soul Charge, because I think it's such a key player. But you need to run so much other shit, so you won't see this in my next deck profile, unfortunately. Okay, moving on to the traps. We've got Double Mirror Force for protection. Then 2 chains. You know, I should really run 3. 2 chains because we don't like effects. We're not running effect Veiler. We need some form of effect negation. Now playing Ring. I'm not too great on this card. Just in this deck. Like, in most other things, you're fine. But the fact is, you're constantly paying 1,000 for Trick Clown. And you're taking damage to special summon your 1,000 blades. So whether that be battle damage or whatever. So, like, your life points can get critically low, and you may not always be able to play this, or you may not always want to play this, because you may not be in a position where you can actually take damage next turn and still live after playing this. So, although it's nice that you can, flip it, destroy a monster, and activate your Thousand Blades and Graveyard, but honestly, I'm in two minds about this card. I like my chainable traps, but Ring in this deck, just this deck, isn't doing it for me. I play a Compulse, the return of Compulse. Yes, Compulse has actually come in incredibly handy lately. It's one of the trap cards that people have actually been dropping, and I sort of understood why, because Ring is somewhat a bit better than Compulse, because obviously they take damage and all things like that. But the thing is, Ring has so many restrictions on it. You can only activate it during your opponent's turn, and it obviously destroys, so obviously there are things that activate upon destruction, and also you can only activate it if the attack points of the monster you're blowing up on your opponent's turn are equal to or higher than your opponent's life points. Equal to or less than their opponent's life points. That'd be too good otherwise. So Compulse is a nice chainable trap. You can send things back to the extra deck, send things back to the hand, break up combos, and yeah, I found it really nifty versus Shadol. Then we play TT because we're playing so many sort of respawnable monsters that we don't mind nuking the board from time to time. Play Bottomless because Bottomless is good. Play Vanities because we don't like the opponent. We've got to play like a Floodgate in this deck. And we're playing one Warning because staple cards, really. Staple. Okay, moving on to the extra deck now. So, for the extra deck, we got our rank 4 toolbox, if you like. We got Dark Rebellion Sea Dragon for getting over big ass monsters. Karagorgon to redirect effects. Ragnar Zero to blow up stuff with higher original attack points. Honor Arc to nom 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 shit up. Castel to spin shit away. This is getting a reprint in the Megatins, so that's pretty good. Probably going to add another one in here. Diamond Direwolf, this is probably going to come out because obviously with Castel you can spin away floodgates. Diamond Direwolf, you just sort of target yourself and target a card and you blow it up. Or any other beast or wing beast or whatever, but there are not many occasions where you're going to sort of use this in tandem with something else in this deck. Like, the only other thing I can use it in tandem with is probably the Castel, because it's a wing beast. So you go Castel, Diamond Wolf, Castel spin, and Direwolf sort of pop this and pop something else, but so then we've got Goku Samurai. This guy is so good, puts in so much work. It's a nice little protector effect as well, and it gets to attack twice, so it can obviously be an OTK enabler. Exton, just because like when we get low on resources we can blow up the field. Emerald, this guy is so crucial to the deck. Just recycling all your shit back is just so good. Dweller to negate graveyard shitty effects. Cowboy for game. Rhapsody to disrupt their graveyard. Then we're playing Heroic Champion Excalibur. This is the Heroic Exodus tenure belt. We're playing Excalibur literally as an only out to towers. So we go and get our 1,000 Blades. Where is he? Here he is. We got our 1,000 Blades, and then say we pitch another 1,000 Blades, or we pitch a Assault Halberd, and then we special summon from our deck either the other Assault Blades or the Halberd. So we'll take the Halberd for now, and then this goes to defense, and then you overlay these two, and you make it Excalibur, and then you detach both materials, go away, and it's on 4k, and then you can punch over towers. So this guy is like your only out to towers. You've got to have an out, because towers is too strong, and it doesn't seem like Konami's going to do anything about it anytime soon. Which really sucks, because some archetypes get all the support whilst others have to work their arse off just to go anywhere. But that's besides the point. That's a rant for another day, I think. And then to sort of round off my rank 4s, I'm playing one Telenite Ptolemaeus. I actually pulled this from a pack a while ago. I don't think he's that expensive, but yeah. Basically, what he does is 2 level 4s, and then in the end phase you can attach a material, and he has an effect that you can chain to rank up into one level higher than he is. So you can make rank 5s and shit, but I don't really do that. I normally just sort of go into him, plonk him in defence because he's got a 2/6 ass and they can't bottomless and all kinds of that shit. And then I'll drop Diamond on top. Now, Diamond is a really cool card. Satellarknight Constellar Diamond. So yeah, it's a fusion, if you like. A fusion in an Exceed. Of Constellars and Settlers. Now, what this guy does is, he says that no cards can be sent from the deck to the graveyard. Which is amazing versus like Shaddoll, BA, Infernoid, etc. As Darkness 1989 will tell you. He has a hatred for this card. Plus being a 2/7 attack stick isn't anything to turn your nose up at. He also has the ability that when a dark monster would activate an effect, you can detach a material off this card and negate it. And I believe it destroys it as well. Dark monster activates this effect, you can detach one of these material, negate the activation if you do destroy it. Yep. So essentially, how we do this is that we go, say, 1000 Blades and Trick Clown. This is in our main phase 2, because unfortunately you can only rank up into this guy in main phase 2, which is really annoying, because like, if you could go first turn this card would be so much better. So you go this and this into this, and then you should go pop this on top, and it has a total of 3 materials, so you can negate 3 dark effects. And to be perfectly honest with you, if they're going to try and waste 3 dark effects just to try and get around you, you're probably winning anyway. So, yeah. Okay guys, that's the deck list. Let me know what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. Oh, before I go, here's the side deck. Almost forgot. I played 1 MST, I played 2 Flying Sea because we got a couple of B8 players at our locals, but they haven't been turning up recently, which is really annoying. I put this in specifically for BA. I play 1 Thunder King because it's a rank 4 toolbox and we like our level 4s, and Thunder King's a really strong level 4. That's why he's limited. Then we're playing 2 Kaiku. Kaiku is just so amazing this format. Chidolls hate it, BAs hate it. There are so many decks that hate it. I mean, Clownblade hates it, so it's good for the mirror match as well. But obviously, Infernoids hate it because they can't banish from the graveyard. And you can, if you do damage, you can obviously start banishing shit from their graveyard, so it doesn't give them food to banish for their Infernoids. So Kaiku is just like really good at the moment. Then we're playing double Shadow Mirror, basically for Dolls and BA and Heroes, because we like our shit going to the graveyard. We don't like Dark Law. Playing non-fusion area for Dolls and Heroes and Ritual Beasts. Then we're playing 2 Chaos Trap Hole for Tellers, Dolls, BA, Hero, whatever. 2 Mind Crush for any deck that searches a lot, just take shit out of their hand. And 1 Black Horn of Heaven because I've only got the 1, so I thought, fuck it, it'll be my 15th card and I'll throw it in, and it's just really, really good. So yeah, that right here, guys, is the end of the deck profile. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for forgiving my blunders. Catch you all next time. This is NeoNexudus signing out. Peace.